Hi, I'm Ingrid Higgins, licensed marriage and family therapist and the owner of Campbell Teen and Family Therapy. And I'm here with Stephanie Brooks, who is a registered dietitian and the owner of Bay Area Nutrition. So we've decided to partner together, and we have a program called the Wellness Program. And I really believe in this program, and I think it's great to get all of the teenagers and the families that we see the right services. But one of the biggest questions I have when people come to me for mental health is, why do I need a dietitian? So, and in my head, I'm thinking, and I'm not a dietitian, so I'm not the expert on nutrition and how that works, but I know mental health. And so one of the things that I consider a good reason is the way that people get to me. So most of my clients that have come in for anxiety have had stomach aches of some sort. They've gone to their doctor, they've gone to the specialist, they've had everything ruled out, and they finally say, okay, you have anxiety and you need treatment. Now, we know as adults that you have to have adequate nutrition in order to function well, be able to go to school, and to really be able to benefit from therapy and get past anxiety. So I know that there's this connection between the mind and the anxiety symptoms, the stomach symptoms. Some people have headaches and backaches and stuff, but the stomach symptoms are what I see the most. Yes. So I'm trying to convince my teenagers that they need to eat, and they're telling me, I can't eat.
Yeah.
I'm so anxious that everything I eat makes me feel sick. And then I say, well, let me send you to a dietitian. And they say, oh no, I don't need a dietitian. What would I do that? I already know what to eat. They're just going to tell me what to eat, and I already know that. But the way that Stephanie works is very different. She does nutrition therapy, and I'm going to let her answer some of those questions.
So our group, Bay Area Nutrition, we have a team of dietitians, and it is not just, here, eat this. If it was, life would be so much more simple. Well, maybe, but anyway.
Would be easier.
Yeah, parts
just
of it
eat
would
this
be easier.
You're going to feel great.
Yeah. But the thing is, we can know maybe what might be optimal for us, but the doing is another thing. And the thing, and I love how you brought this up, Ingrid, the physical sensations, the stomach aches, the I can't eat, I feel sick, I'm nauseous, all of that, that's real. That's not made up. That is real. And so what we know is anxiety very much affects gut function. It slows the gut function down, so your food's going to take longer to get through your system. So you're going to feel full longer. And as you become less well nourished, your intestines aren't going to have as much surface area. The villi and microvilli in it are going to slough off, so you're not going to absorb as much of the nutrients that you need. So it's starting this like bad cascade, the cycle of, okay, I'm not eating enough. Now my gut is not absorbing as well. And then because I'm not absorbing as well, I can't make enzymes. So then I'm not going to digest the foods. So then I'm going to feel even more sick because I'm going to have cramping and uncomfortableness because the food's not being digested. So as awful as it sounds, it's like we do need to eat, even though it hurts. Now, there's certain things we can do to make that more comfortable, and that's my goal. My goal is to work with clients so they can optimize their nutrition as soon as possible and start to heal that gut, and then once things are healed in the gut, then guess what? Everything's absorbed, and then you can feed your brain. And if your brain is lacking the nutrition, whether it be certain vitamins and minerals, whether it be glucose, because that's what your brain runs off, whether it be protein, whether it be fat, if it's lacking any of that, it makes your job harder, because outright undernutrition can cause or exacerbate anxiety, depression, rigidity, make it hard to focus. So you kind of can't work so well without a good nutrition foundation.
Well, it's funny that I'm glad that you brought that up, and I think you explained that really well. One of the things, I've been reading lots of medical journals and articles about how we now know a lot more about neurochemicals, such as serotonin, that is known to help with both anxiety and depression. And my understanding is that now they realize that serotonin is actually found in your gut, not just in your brain. And that's, wow, so different. So what is the impact of having this neurochemical that was previously thought to be in your brain only found in your gut, and how does that impact kids being able to eat who don't have enough serotonin?
Well, if we think about it, if we don't have enough building blocks for anything, let's say we're going to build a house. If we don't have the bricks, if we don't have the wood, if we don't have the nails, we can come up with an idea of we're going to make this house, but it's not going to come to fruition. So if you don't have the nutrition, it's going to affect your body's ability to make serotonin. Serotonin, you need some protein, fat, and carbs to make all these nutrients, all these neurochemicals. So if you're lacking them, or any of them, or a combination that works well, you're going to suffer. So you're not going to have as much serotonin made anywhere, brain, gut, and then the client's going to suffer more.
Yeah. And I think it really goes to speak for the mind-body connection, and how what you do for your stomach is going to help your mind feel better. What you do to help your mind feel better is going to help your stomach feel better. Yeah. So I love that. And another reason why I'm super excited we have a mindfulness group now, to really help people to bridge the gap between what's up here and what's in your stomach. Yeah. Okay, so one other question that I hear all the time, or I should say a response when I'm trying to refer my teenage clients to a dietitian. One of the things I hear, because we live in such a wonderful area, being here in the Bay Area, we have access to fresh food, we have access farm to table, parents have time to cook, they're able to cook these great, healthy, organic meals. I get this objection a lot. I can't go see a dietitian. My mom will be so offended. My mom knows, she's done all this research. She knows how to feed me. She does all these wonderful meals. I'm just not doing what my mom says. She'll be offended. Plus, honestly, sometimes they are hiding what they really eat because their parents are so into the healthy nutrition, which is great, but then the kids are sort of, hiding the junk food that they eat and not telling their parents so much about it. So there's a communication gap, but then also that fear of offending the parent. So how would you address that with nutrition therapy?
Well, and also I think that's the key word, is nutrition therapy. We would work not just with the client, but also with the parents and family. And the overall goal is to make sure that the client is adequately nourished and make sure that they have a good relationship with food and body. So by working through that, having discussions, looking at, okay, why are they gravitating to some of the foods that maybe mom and dad don't keep in the house, or they feel they have to hide. And then actually there's some biochemistry that explains why we might gravitate to those foods. Anyway, that's a whole nother talk. But anyway, and then also often once parents understand this, and they, it's not a shame-based thing, like, what, you're eating these things? It's more like, oh, wow, okay, then if you're having difficulty eating what I'm making, well, then let's work together to figure out what we can do to make this work. And that's my goal, is I don't want to upset like the whole family meal where now parents have to eat and cook a certain way because their kid has got digestive issues and this challenge to eat adequately. But it's blending and working with them. And the goal is, this is a short-term thing where, okay, then we get the person well-nourished, and then we start to weave back to how does a family want to eat to support everybody in the family to be well-nourished and have good relationships with food and body. Yeah,
that's great. That's great. Well, thank you so much for that explanation. And, I think you said it much better than I ever would be able to. And I'm so excited that we're working together and forming this partnership of mental health, and also have the ability to meet the nutritional needs of our clients. So I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.